Hey, what's happening? What's up? This your boy EB. I just want to share something with y'all. I'm finding through my network here on Facebook. I got one hell of a network. I get a whole lot of knowledge from my brothers and sisters on Facebook about what it is we going through as a people. But let's get this going here. 13-year-old black girl in Rochester, New York, persecuted and forced out of school for challenging white teachers to teach and for challenging her black classmates to learn with essay on Frederick Douglass. Those of you who don't know who Frederick Douglass is, look him up. He's actually a cornerstone of American history, both black and white. And, excuse me. In her essay, Jada Williams quotes the part of the scene where Frederick Douglass, the slave master, catches his wife teaching then slave Frederick Douglass to read and tells her Frederick would be useless as a slave if he were able to read. Miss Williams quoted Douglass quoting the slave master, "If you teach that nigger how to read, there will be no keeping him. It will forever unfit him to be a slave. He would at once become unmanageable and of no value to his master." She reflected on how the white teachers do not have enough control of the classroom to successfully teach the minority students in Rochester. She sees the fact that so many other so-called unteachable students aren't learning to read as a form of modern-day slavery. Their illiteracy holds them back in society. A very smart 13-year-old. Her call to action was in their summary. A grand price was paid in order for us to be where we are today, but in my mind, we should be a lot further. So again, I encourage the white teachers to instruct, and I encourage my people not just be a student, but to become a learner. Please contact Rochester Superintendent of Public Schools Vargas Bogan at bogan.vargas@rcsdk12.org or call 585-262-8100 to voice your concerns about Miss Jada Williams being forced out of school because she wants her classmates to learn. All right, now this was a very good essay that this child wrote. I have a 13-year-old son, and let my child produce something like that, I'd be very, very proud of him. I'd be very, very proud of any one of my girls on top of that. You see what I'm saying? Fact of the matter is, here in Minneapolis, I know there are white teachers that have a hard time controlling the classroom too. Mainly because they need a quick text message on their damn phone while they're supposed to be teaching our kids. They need to put their damn cell phone away, and they need to teach our children. That's what the tax monies go for. It was a damn shame when my son was 10 years old. It was Martin Luther King Day, and his dad, what's his day for anyway? It's Martin Luther King Day. You don't know who Martin Luther King is? He said, well, I know he had a dream. I was beside myself. We knew who Martin Luther King was by that age in school back in the 80s, and why they're not teaching kids of all nationalities who Martin Luther King is beyond me. But my kids don't even know who Frederick Douglass is, and I did at their age. So it looks like I have to be the teacher when it comes to stuff like that, which is no problem with me. The bottom line of it, this girl had been persecuted. She had been forced out of her school because she went ahead and stood up, like the Black Men Stand Up movement says, and says, hey, I smell some shit. Y'all need to check your shoe. Something ain't right here. Teachers, you could be applying yourself more towards your students. My people, don't you know that us not being able to read is exactly what the slave masters of 200 and 300 and 400 and 500 years ago wanted, and we just squander it? We had people die so that we could be sitting in the classroom with all these other people, go to the same schools as other people and get the same education, and these teachers really don't give a fuck to give our kids an education because our kids are not applying themselves well enough. They go to school acting a fool. When they go to school acting a fool because the parents think it's damn cool to be their kids' friends instead of being their mom and dad and putting a boot to their ass if they get up out of line. And I don't mean that literally. I mean get up in your kids' ass. Make sure that they go to school. Make sure that they're doing their work. I'm unemployed at the moment. My daughter might have to do the 6th grade again, her mom says. I said, baby, you will not have to do the 6th grade over again. That is not an option. If I have to get up in the morning and come sit in your classroom all day, every day with you to make sure that you do your work, I will. She thought it was funny. I told her I will embarrass her in school. And that's that. You gotta do what you gotta do to make sure your kids are gonna make it. Whoever Miss Jada Williams' parents is, they did a really good job with this baby to be 13 years old and be able to see that. And I'm looking at her face right here. You know what I'm saying? You know, tears in her eyes and stuff. And yeah, that's who put the link up. Thanks, fam. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the real. You know what I'm saying? That's a baby crying. You know what I'm saying? Because she wrote a damn good paper and got kicked out of school for it. Hey, something's wrong with today's society. Why is it that they did not want her to wake her own people up? And why did they get mad? Because she was pulling the coat to the teacher who was teaching the class. The teacher could have been white. The teacher could have been black. The teacher could have been Mexican. The teacher could have been Asian. The teacher could have been Semitic. The teacher could have been East Indian or West Indian, whatever the hell you want to call it. Fact that they don't have control of that classroom. If they don't, they need to get control of it, because guess where our tax money goes? Into your pocket to teach and take care of our children. So teachers, put your cell phones down. Leave your feelings at home about your children of other nationalities. Leave your grown crack baby syndrome out the damn door. Focus on giving the children of your classroom the love and attention they need, because they are the future. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to be calling the superintendent of the school right when I get done making this video. His name is Vargas Bolgen. There's his number. There's his email. This is where rubber meets the road, y'all. This is where we actually do something about shit like this. Instead of walking in circles holding signs and yelling chants on street corners, we actually do something. This is the action. It don't have to be violent. You dig what I'm saying? We say, this child had a right to their school paper. What this child said wasn't wrong. What this child said holds 100% truth, and this child deserves an A+ for that paper. Hey, but they don't want to give it to them. Looks like they're covering up their own agenda. I know the truth hurts, but the truth is to lace it up and make it look ugly, get a makeover. I'm E.B. I'm out.